Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, it's Meredith, and I am here with part two of my journal that I'm creating using primarily the digitals from Amity Bloom, and then of course some of my own vintage papers and stuff. So I wanted to kind of show you what I have done up to this point. There is a part one, so click that link below if you haven't seen that, watch that first. There's a little tutorial about how to create this layered topper that I made. So for this is a three-part topper, and so this is part 1 and 2, and I actually attached the top, this part that's collaged and distressed and everything, to this back section because I wanted to create a little tuck spot here to pop some goodies in. And then I also attached our darling fairy butterfly girl with a little brad, and you can kind of see on the inside here I have a little bit of age tape over it so it doesn't, come flying off or anything. So she's a little bit interactive, which is fun. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and then this is kind of the third part of the topper, and this is just a little journaling card that I tucked in. It's blank on the back. I may decorate that. This is a fussy cut from the kit. I'm primarily using the Meadow Mornings kit for most of the main papers, and then several others sprinkled throughout, butterfly notes, etc. So just peek at the description box and you can see what the other kits I'm using. So when we open this up, this is kind of an inside view of the topper, and I've just added some goodies down on the bottom there. This is a nice tall journaling card. I'll probably put some French or Italian book page behind there. And then this just clips on. This is just a nice little journaling card here. This is from the Dear Fawn kit. This is from the Le Petite kit. And as we flip over, this comes to the back of our topper. Now, I'm not super happy about how this vellum attached, but I don't think it's going to matter because I am going to use this beautiful piece of lace from Emily at Blue Linen Cottage to attach the back cover. This is a little bit like a no-sew attachment and a little bit like a hidden spine. So this is my signature, and she is very chunky and full, and I'll show you everything that I added, and there may be a few other things that I'm going to add in here on camera. But first I want to just set that aside and kind of show you how that's going to go on. So I'm going to attach this piece of lace here, and then this is the inside back cover, and this is just another nice journaling card that I tucked in, and more fussy cuts. This is from the Her Wings kit, so beautiful. And then this is the back of the journal. So the inside of the top cover, the front cover, is going to have the lace glued that way, attached that way, and then the back cover is going to go on like so. And then I will stitch the signature through. Haven't decided. I think I'm probably going to do sari silk because it's pretty hefty, and I'm a little worried about if I use too thin. This is my center, and I may still do something in here yet, but I'm not sure. It's pretty bulky. So if you can kind of picture here, let me see if I can just clip this on like so really quickly. Excuse me, arms reaching. And then, so when we close it up, you'll be able to see that's how the spine will look. And so the sari will come through here, and then I'll tie a bow. So this is what the journal will look like when it's finished. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just attach this with a nice bulldog clip. It's pretty thick I might need something a little bit bigger, or I may just wrap the topper with sari. I may even glue some sari or crinkle ribbon on the back and have it tied on that way. Okay, so I'm going to do a few things and then I'll be back to show you what we've got. Okay, so I am going to turn this way and just go ahead and use my hot glue right along this edge and start with this part. I'm just going to kind of push that down on that line. I could leave this open as a little tuck spot, and that might be kind of fun. I may just do that since I'm not super happy with how this glued down. You never know, sometimes glue does its own thing. So yeah, I think I'll leave that kind of like so, because that's pretty sturdy on there. And then I am going to kind of take a peek at where I need to place this. So we have some overlap, but not super gappy. Sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. It's a little hard to do this with stuff everywhere. So yeah, I think that's going to be okay, just like so. So same thing. I'm going to actually just look at that again. Okay. So this is going to glue down right about here. You totally do not have to use hot glue. I just find it works great for some of these laces that have like holes in them, and sometimes the Fabri-Tac doesn't hold it down unless you use a lot, and then it's kind of shiny through. This is a pretty thick lace overall. That looks pretty. Okay, I love that. So she's definitely chunky, but she is now secure. And that looks so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to grab my sari and we will put the signature together. Okay, so I've got my sari and I'm going to attempt to sew it on camera. I may turn it off if it doesn't work, but one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out because it is much easier to sew a signature into this kind of journal binding without all the ephemera in. So I will do that and then we will attempt our sewing. Okay, I figure I might as well just do it on camera and then you can kind of see everything. So I am going to do this very selectively by just putting everything up on the corner and in a little pile where I know exactly the order everything goes. And this goes here. Sorry if you can't see perfectly well. This is a pocket. I'm going to take that out. And, oh, I was going to paint on this. I'm still going to do that, so I probably will do that off camera just because nobody needs to watch me paint. And I still need to put something in there. Okay, so those go here. That comes out. Also, just so you know, someone has already purchased this particular journal, and I'm actually in the process of making a duplicate for myself because I love it so much. I added this little flip up. I think that can stay. And then this is our center. So our sari is going to go through here. I'll do a full, complete flip when we're all done, but this is just giving you a little sneak preview. Excuse me. And that is attached. That's a belly band. These come out of here. This is attached. This little envelope. Aren't these just the cutest? I love them so much. Let's see, this is attached. Take that off. This is one of my favorite images. It's so pretty. I just left it blank on the back for maybe some secret journaling. Our little deer. So cute. And this comes out. This is Tuck Spot, Fussy Cut. And then we've got Italian book page. Or no, that's French. And this little guy. Oop, sorry. And that comes off. This is going to come off. And then we have our little stuffed pocket. I'm going to actually put this in the envelope so it does not get misplaced. I love this page. And then that's attached with the brad, so that's okay. All right, and maybe I'll just put her over on the side. And I will likely, actually, I'm going to go ahead and tack these little pieces down on the edge. I forgot to do that. So I'll just do that off camera really quick. And then we will get back to our sewing. Okie dokie. So first of all, I am going to just check my papers and make sure I'm happy with how well they're placed. And I think we are good to go. Definitely helpful to have the clips. The big clips are a great idea. So I'm actually going to just move that for a minute. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'm going to just go straight through. And same thing on this side. There are different size awls you can get. I actually have another one that is a little bit bigger on the end. You can see the difference. So like I'm using the sari. I'm actually going to go through this with a little bit bigger hole because it'll just make it easier for the sari to go through. Like so. And I am going to go through this way and pull it out. And then I'm going to take my needle off. How great is this needle? This is from my grandmother. She was born in 1908. Thelma Grace. She was amazing. She was an incredible seamstress. Taught me how to sew and bake and all kinds of good stuff. She was definitely a huge influence in my creative and home life. Love it. All right, and then this goes through this way, and then we pull. Sometimes I like to split this and then tie it here, but I think for this journal I'm going to leave it like so because I might add some little fun something in here. So now we have both of our tails that are going to go through, oops, sorry, hold up, that are going to go through the fabric. And they're pretty much even, although that's not necessarily a necessary thing. Okay, I'm going to take those off, move our awls, and I don't think I need the awls for the going through this part. So let me just get rid of that string. Oops, so sorry. Okay. So for this part, we just want to have everything lined up. Just taking a look here to make sure we've got it the way we want. Yep. And sorry if my arm keeps going across the screen. I need to get a tan. We're finally at the point where I'm going to be able to sit outside. It's not quite so hot anymore. All Alrighty, so this is really straightforward. I'm just gonna go basically down the center of our little circle here. Okay, and then this side. Hope you guys are getting some nice spring weather wherever you are, and no more snow. Although I know my son in Michigan has had some interesting weather. They had a 60 degree day, and then the next day they had snow again. So yeah, there's always that. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And so at this point, I am going to just tie a nice little bow. I'm not going to get too crazy on centering it and all of that for the moment, because I want to just check all my papers, and obviously this needs to be dealt with. One's too long and one's too short. But essentially, this is how it looks on this side. I need to get rid of those little wispy strings that always come out on the sari. But yay! Okay, I love it. We now have a secured binding. So I can add H tape there if I want, or just clip that off. That was because I did the little bit larger hole, and we went through all our papers just fine. And it's looking good back here. It's a little bit loose, maybe a little bit wide, but that's just going to help us when we're wanting to work in the journal and be able to lay things, you know, flat. Otherwise, it's really hard to write in a journal if it's super duper tight. And like we were talking about earlier, depending on if I'm going to attach the topper permanently or with a clip or whatever, you know, we want to be able to have some expansion. So that is that part. We are done with connecting everything, and I will go ahead and put everything back in the journal, and then we'll have a little flip through. Alrighty, let's put everything back together. So I have attached the topper, the kind of the free floating one, just with this bulldog clip for now. And as we open up, we've already got stuff here. Actually, didn't want that clipped. And we have this little girl here, and then I added this piece, which is lovely. It's part of the Butterfly Notes kit, and so that just tucks in there, and love that. And we have a little tuck spot here if we want. This is going to be sort of a tiny flip through. This darling girl clips on here, and I kind of like her a little lower so that the you can see a little bit of the blue down below. I think that's kind of pretty. And then here we have our tall tag in this little tuck spot. And I love this handwriting, so gorgeous. And then this is our double piece that we made, or that I just tore apart. It's double-sided, and it just kind of slips on like so. And I may put some ribbon or something on there as well, but for now I'm just going to keep it like that. Love that. I'll probably cover that up with a little H tape. And then I made this tall tag and added some twine. And that, let's see, I think that I had, oh, it was right here. Not a tuck spot, but just floating. So this is a floater. And got some Edith Holden on the back. I didn't know if I showed you that already. And that flips open, and we have our spot for our lacy tag. Isn't this gorgeous? This is some beautiful antique lace from the Lavish Laces, and I just love it. It's so dainty and pretty. I wish I had a bunch more. Coming back to that paint, and I need to find something to tuck in there. And then we have our fawn that I just kind of fussy tore, which I love doing sometimes. And then our envelope, this is from the Vintage Post, and I just backed it with some coffee stained watercolor paper. So that pops into our little eyelet pocket. And I have this beautiful Italian book page that goes in here. And, okay, our little butterfly, which is double-sided. Oops, I guess we'll do it this way. I never know which way to go on these. And honestly, something else could tuck up under here or in here as well. Or you could even add two more corners to make it more secure. This is a little flip up with some Amity washi and really great secret journaling spot there. And that's the wallpaper. So pretty. Love that. And then here's our center, and I'll probably add like a little charm or something in there. I think that turned out really pretty, just the way it is. Nice journaling spot there. Love these two coordinating papers. This Petite Garden kit is so gorgeous. There's so many fun images and goodies in there. This looks like it tore a little bit, so I'm going to probably add some age tape right there just to make it a little more secure. And I feel like I want to pop something in here still. So I will come back to that. Probably be a little surprise for my customer. This is so pretty. Love that. That just tucks in there. And then our little envelope pops in here. Actually, kind of like that sticking out just a little bit. I think I had this attached here. Let me just double check really quick. Sorry. Give me a sec. Yes. Okay. I was just looking at my other journal. So I have duplicates of everything. So this is totally like a tall bookmark. You could move around in the journal. Just kind of fun. And then here we have on the back side of our butterfly girls, our sweet little fawn and her mama. I will probably put some vintage book page in here. And this is our little fussy cut tuck spot. And I did back this with some extra butterfly notes page paper. This is so pretty, and this could definitely be journaling space, as could this. And this tucks on here. And our French book page goes behind. And then this is our little kind of split card that we did, or that I did. And that just slides on. You could totally tuck something behind there if you wanted to. Another little tag. And this is a flip out. Look at that penmanship. Just enviable. So gorgeous. All right, and then here is our little pocket that we have. Got this little beautiful little quotation tucks in there. And this guy, our little mini envelope, and our pretty butterfly. And I just fussy tore those out as well. And then you are full of light and love. Get that on. And then our last little image tucks in here, and I may put some special goodies behind there as well. And you can see I kind of attached that a little better. And then that is the back side of our journal. I love how that turned out. So gorgeous. This wallpaper must have been absolutely spectacular in its original form. Alrighty. So let's just quickly go through. So this could come off, and in here I have tucked some goodies, just some little fussy torn items, another tiny envelope with a little quote in there. So cute. So I like that. I like that being a little tuck spot here. And then our girl. Okay, well, this will be fussy for now. And then this is just a journal card, comes in and out. And we've seen all this already. So fun. I love everything. So many pretty papers. It's so darling. I might just clip that down on the top for now, just to keep it from wandering around. Could also be tucked in here, either way. And then that nice little tag. I need to put something in here. I don't have anything handy at the moment. It's nice to have some open pages so you can add more goodies, and that way it doesn't start out being super bulky, even though she is pretty well stuffed here. I may add some H tape on some of these seams just because it helps. Did I show you this? I didn't think I did. It's just a nice little tuck. This comes from the paper bags kit. I think kit 1. Those are super fun. I actually really want to make a journal with that particular kit. Our envelope and our bookmark, our fawn, flip out, little journaling card, more journaling space. All of this can be journaled on, as can this. Alrighty, so that is my journal. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you are planning something fun and creative this weekend, and I will see you again in my next video. Just gonna pop that down so she stays on. There we go, and then flip her up. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. If you've stuck with me all this time, have a wonderful night, and I appreciate you being here so much. You guys are the best, and I'll see you soon. Have a good night.